Trump's potential successor in the Republican Party, Ron DeSantis, is on the rise. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has emerged as a potential Republican Party successor to outgoing President Donald Trump as the political environment continues to change. DeSantis is a frontrunner to receive the party's presidential nomination in 2024 due to his solid conservative track record, dynamic leadership, and attraction to Trump's supporter base. Governor DeSantis, a fervent backer of President Trump's policies, has effectively negotiated the political landscape by supporting the former leader's agenda. Under his direction, Florida has implemented conservative policies on a variety of topics, including immigration and gun control, as well as education and pandemic preparedness. Conservatives have praised DeSantis for this, positioning him as a potential Trump legacy heir. The emergence of DeSantis is also attributable to his capacity to appeal to people via his engaging style and media presence. He has a similar skill set to Trump when it comes to utilizing social media and interacting with the public, which makes him a popular choice among Republicans. However, DeSantis' close relationship with Trump may also provide difficulties for his political aspirations. His adherence to the former president's policies may energize Trump's ardent fans, but it may also annoy mainstream Republicans who want to move away from the politics of the president. In addition, some have accused DeSantis for prioritizing business interests over public health in his handling of the COVID-19 outbreak in Florida. Last but not least, the rise of Governor Ron DeSantis as a prospective replacement for former President Donald Trump inside the Republican Party demonstrates the enduring power of Trump's ideas and supporter base. While DeSantis has established himself as a major contender for the 2024 presidential nomination because to his conservative record and dynamic leadership, his tight relationship with Trump may ultimately backfire. It is unclear how DeSantis and the Republican Party will handle these complications in the run-up to the following presidential election as the political landscape changes constantly. American politician Ron DeSantis currently serves as Florida's 46th governor. DeSantis, who was born in 1978 in Jacksonville, Florida, attended Yale University and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in History. He then went on to Harvard Law School to acquire his Juris Doctor. He was a judge advocate in the U.S. Navy before going into politics, and he was sent to Iraq as a legal advisor during the Iraq War. When DeSantis was chosen to represent Florida's 6th congressional district in the U.S. House of Representatives in 2012, his political career officially got underway. From 2013 to 2018, he was a member of Congress, where he established a reputation as a fervent conservative and Donald Trump's vociferous admirer. In a closely contested battle against Democrat Andrew Gillum, DeSantis won the 2018 election for governor of Florida. DeSantis has advocated for conservative positions as governor on matters like immigration, gun control, education, and the COVID-19 pandemic response. Some see DeSantis as a potential candidate for the Republican presidential candidacy in 2024 due to analogies between his leadership style and policy stances to those of the former President Trump. All things considered, Ron DeSantis is a well-known Republican leader whose political career has been distinguished by his adherence to conservative principles and agreement with former President Trump's ideas. He is a notable figure in modern American politics due to the praise and criticism his term as governor of Florida has received. DeSantis has established a sizable supporter base within the Republican Party due to his support of the conservative agenda of the late President Trump. By rallying the Republican voter base in a general election or helping Republicans win the Republican nomination, this support may be advantageous. His personality and media presence can also increase his chances by allowing him to connect with voters. However, a number of obstacles can reduce DeSantis' prospects of winning the race. His tight ties to Trump might turn off moderate Republicans or independent voters who want to move away from Trump-era politics. DeSantis' handling of the COVID-19 outbreak in Florida has also drawn criticism, which may be a sticking point with voters who place a high priority on public health. Consequently, while Ron DeSantis has certain advantages in terms of the Republican Party's support and his capacity to connect with people, his prospects of winning an election rely on a number of variables, including the political environment and the particular election in question. It is crucial to watch these variables and observe how they change over time to better comprehend DeSantis' chances of winning future elections. Ron DeSantis' chances of triumphing in a future election, such as the Republican primary for the 2024 presidential nomination, would rely on a number of different variables. Trump's popularity among voters. The public's opinion of Trump at the time of the election would have an impact on DeSantis' chances. DeSantis may have a difficult time winning the nomination if Trump's support among Republican voters remains high. DeSantis might have a greater chance of winning if Trump's support among Republicans declines or if more of them opt for a new candidate. DeSantis' personal success and appeal. DeSantis' track record as governor of Florida and his capacity to highlight his accomplishments would be crucial factors in determining his chances versus Trump. Republican voters may support him more if he can show that he has excellent leadership skills and successful policy initiatives. Appeal to moderate Republicans and independents. DeSantis would have to find a balance between upholding his conservatism and winning over moderate Republicans and independents who could be disappointed with Trump. He would need to do this in order to increase his chances of winning by expanding his base of support beyond Trump's core supporters. Campaign messaging and strategy. DeSantis' campaign would need to articulate his vision for the nation and set himself apart from Trump without losing Trump's ardent followers. Voters may be won over by his ability to tell a gripping story and clearly express his policy beliefs. Finally, Ron DeSantis' chances of defeating Donald Trump in a future election would be influenced by a number of variables, such as the political atmosphere, voter attitude, and his capacity to win over a sizable portion of Republican and independent voters. Although it is difficult to anticipate the result, looking at these variables can help provide light on the probable dynamics of such a race. The following variables would determine Ron DeSantis' odds of defeating a candidate from a different party, such as the Democratic Party, in a general election. Political environment. DeSantis' chances would greatly depend on the general political climate during the election cycle. Voters' choices are influenced by a variety of variables, including the state of the economy, prevailing problems, and public opinion of the current administration. Democratic opponent. DeSantis' chances would be heavily influenced by the attractiveness, popularity, and overall policy positions of the Democratic candidate. A more formidable opponent for DeSantis may be a strong, charismatic Democratic candidate with a sizable following. Success in implementing his policies and DeSantis' popularity. As was already said, DeSantis' track record as governor of Florida and his capacity to highlight his accomplishments would significantly impact his chances against a Democratic opponent. He might win over more voters if he can show he has excellent leadership skills and has successfully implemented policies. Appeal to moderate and independent voters. In order to win the general election, DeSantis would need to reach out to supporters outside of the Republican Party as well. His capacity to communicate a uniting message and take stances on issues that appeal to a wider audience would be crucial to improving his prospects of winning. Campaign strategy and messaging. DeSantis' capacity to clarify his policy stances and convey his vision for the nation will be essential to swaying voters. A successful campaign plan that highlights his advantages and contrasts them with those of his rival could be the difference between winning and losing the election. In conclusion, Ron DeSantis' chances of defeating a rival candidate in a general election would depend on a number of variables, including the political climate, the strength of his rival, and his capacity to win over a broad spectrum of voters. Analyzing these variables can help provide light on the probable dynamics of such an election, even though it is impossible to forecast the result.